Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in the buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Branca from Glide, VP of Marketing, and with them. How are you doing today, Branca?
I'm great. Thank you.
Great to have you on. And interesting, right? An interesting name, Glide. I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what that's all about. So let's start off with that. In your own words, can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes, of course. So Glide is a platform that allows non-technical people to build software. So think about, we give you building blocks that you can just go in and choose whatever you want to build. So it could be an inventory management system, an employee portal. So if you have data from a spreadsheet, you could turn that into software. Not only from a spreadsheet, from a database and all that. So think about like a former website builder, but instead of building a website, you're actually building a true piece of software. It's really cool.
That's awesome to hear. And so that way our listeners to get a good understanding of your company, what would be a key problem that you solve for clients?
So usually what we solve is they have some kind of like workflow or process in their company that was either previously manual or it relied on like a lot of different tools like a Google Sheets, some kind of script, Zapier, and they were kind of like trying to cobble all of these things together instead of having one piece of software that ran the entire process. And so usually that's what we replace. We replace these manual processes, these cobbling of tools together, and sometimes like some very expensive bloated software that people didn't need anymore. Like they needed one piece of functionality, like much simpler software. So we replace that as well.
Oh, awesome. So then who would you say are your clients? Is there a specific ICP vertical segment that you guys like to focus on?
Yeah, we have three primary personas that we attract. So we attract a lot of like operations leaders because they have usually an operational problem that it's very complex and very bespoke and unique to their business. So they're often looking for a software solution. We attract a lot of IT leaders within companies because they get a lot of requests for internal tools or tools to serve their clients that they're building with Glide. And we also attract a lot of agencies and freelancers that are actually building tools for their clients with Glide. So these tend to be the three primary personas that we serve.
All right, perfect. And so those personas or anybody out there, how do they usually get in contact with you? How do they find out about you? What would you say is your top client acquisition channel?
Certainly content marketing, SEO. It's something that like people, when they're looking for a problem, they are Googling or they go on YouTube and I'm putting like YouTube also in that search strategy. It can be like searching written content or video content. And so we see that a lot of people are finding us through that. Either they made the jump and they're like, oh, I heard about this thing like no code, app building. And so they make the jump on that. Or they have a very specific thing and they're like, oh, I need a better way of doing inventory management. And so they find us that way.
All right, perfect. And once they do find you, I am here on the website, right? Yeah, it's Glide, but glideapps.com.
Yeah,
what
correct.
Role would say is the role of your client acquisition for your website?
Well, the website is the way that everyone starts their journey with Glide. So it's a very important thing. And, since my entire tenure here at Glide, I've really invested in growing the website and clarifying it. And so because this is how everyone is getting to us. And we actually serve a really vast audience, right? We don't just serve those three primary personas that I shared with you, but we serve like a lot of different types of people. And so what we are trying to do on the website is knowing that some people come with their role in mind. Some people have a use case. Some people have heard about the product, but just want to learn more about our features because we evolve so fast. And so the goal of our website is to really expand a lot of these different areas so people can learn more about what we do and how we solve their problem.
All right. Awesome. Good to hear that. And is there any tools or tips, methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some lead generation?
I would say that depending if your business is very, our business is 100% inbound, right? And so the website is a very important driver for us. If this is the case for you, even if it's not 100% inbound, I would say really invest in, we didn't just start with a website, right? My first thing was like, I started with a customer segmentation that we did, and then we invested in like clear messaging. The other thing that we really invested in is we actually had our website all like custom coded, and we started implementing a content management system, Contentful, for a lot of the different pages to allow marketing to have more flexibility when we want to make changes without needing developers. So that has been something that really sped up our page development. And we have like an amazing design system and designer. And so I think that like having that and having marketing being able to build pages once we have a template for a specific type of page has really sped up our ability to grow the website.
Definitely. All right. Awesome to hear that. Now, well, let's switch gears a little bit, Branca, and talk about you as a leader. You being the VP of marketing there for Glide. What are some key tasks you focus on your day-to-day work?
Yeah, I think my key thing is making sure that like I look at the data and I know if we're heading in the right direction towards our goals. So I always spend a good chunk of my early morning on that. I spend a lot of time. I have a fairly large team, especially given the size of our company. And so I spend a lot of time with my team, making sure they're not blocked, making sure we're moving in the right direction. So lots of like one-on-one, lots of things with different people from my team. I spend a lot of time with my peers as well, like head of sales, head of design, engineering, product, really to kind of like make sure that like we're all moving at the same speed. We're a fully distributed company. And so we're always moving very fast and iterating very fast. And so that's the key thing that I do all the time. And then I usually spend my afternoons kind of like reviewing a lot of the deliverables for my team, giving feedback, working on some content or things like that. So that's usually how my day goes.
Definitely sounds like you have a full plate on your hands there at Glide.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's jump to our next section, Branca. It's a rapid fire question round. So are you ready for them?
I am, yes.
Awesome. Great. So first off, what is the last book that you read?
I'm reading right now Minimalista. It's a book about how you declutter your home.
Oh, interesting. All right. Interesting. Read that. Next up is, what is one single thing that your company is focused on at the moment the most?
Use cases.
Oh, interesting. All right. Great. Now, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
I would love to know every touch point, including, offline touch points that led someone into my website. If it was someone that mentioned to them, they read an article, which article, what part of the article, what social media post they engaged with. If I could like have all that information, I'm very passionate about customer journey, and I'm very curious about what that journey would look like.
Definitely. You being the VP of marketing, of course, you're really intrigued, right? So that's good to hear. Awesome. Now, if there's more repetitive tasks that you could automate, what would that be?
So I automate a lot. I actually thought a lot about this question. I was like, I don't think there's anything left for me to automate. But one thing is I don't like anything recurring, and one of the things that I find a little boring is like recurring meetings. I find them important to some extent. I don't have a ton of those, but I find them important to create like a rhythm or something. But that is probably the last thing that I have not fully automated, because I also believe that you have to have that face-to-face time with other people on your team.
Definitely. All right. Great. Now, you do have a lot of experience already. I mean, going from GoDaddy, Zenefits in the marketing world. But what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
I would say think hard if you want to be in marketing, because it's usually one of the first functions to be blamed if growth is not going the right direction, and you don't get all the credit when things are going well. And it's very fulfilling if you're doing this and you really believe, if you can really see your impact in other parts of the business. But sometimes it can be a little tough when you're like, it's not going well, and it's like marketing's fault. We're not bringing enough leads, not enough of the great leads. So I would say like develop thick skin.
Definitely would agree with you. I think you hit it right there, right? When everything is bad, it's marketing. When everything's good, it's styles, right? So definitely.
Yeah.
Great advice there, Branca. Well, Branca, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about Glide?
That anyone can really build software. And I really believe that every business should be building their software and stop buying so much bloated software out there.
There you guys heard it. You could always visit them at glideapps.com. Glide makes easy to build custom business software powered by your data and loved by your team without code. Branca, thank you so much for being on with us. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in and looking forward to our next episode at PathMonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Branca.
Thank you.